I am Joe Seabold. I'm the Deputy District Engineer for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, New York District.
Okay, nice to meet you. I hope you're enjoying Environmental Day here. We just wanted to know why you thought Environmental Day was important for us to participate in.
I love Environmental Day. I started my environmental career going to fairs and going to educational seminars just like this when I was in the same age groups as these students that are here today. So I hope as they hear the great talks from the presenters that they get inspired and they start to maybe believe that the environmental field is a career that they'll want to follow. Engineering, math, science, very, very important, and we need great future scientists and engineers and mathematicians to be able to actually improve this planet and allow it to continue on into the future. So I love the opportunity to be here. I love the opportunity to present to the students on what I know, and I hope they take something away from it and have that great benefit.
Excellent, thank you. I guess that kind of answers the next question, though. You've got a chance to look at some of the workshops, though, but did you see any specific benefits you saw students taking away?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of really highly technical stuff that the students are going to hear today, but it's really intriguing when you hear about oysters and the ability of an oyster to filter 50 gallons of water a day and cleanse that water, and to actually be a food source when that oyster can be harvested later in life is really a significant thing for students to learn about. We hear a lot about debris and recycling and the impacts of litter and pollution. When we can inspire people to understand that really is bad for our future of our Earth,
right,
then hopefully folks are going to start looking at what they can do on an individual basis and inspire others to reduce those impacts.
Right, so real life application.
Yes.
Excellent. That's all we have.
Great,
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Lisa Barron, I'm Project Manager with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
Okay, nice to meet you. How have you enjoyed Environmental Day here so far?
I think it's been a great event.
Yeah.
I love doing this event and educating the students and teaching them about the environment and what the Corps does, working with our partners, and just really trying to get them excited about the field and any career to make a difference.
Yeah. So why do you think it's important for students to come here for Environmental Day?
Well, I think that because they're our future generation, not only to be a good steward today, every day, but to enter into the field, whether it's science, technology, engineering, or mathematics, the STEM arena, some type of field that actually ends up making a difference to the environment. There's so many problems that need to be solved, and so if they can get excited about those types of career paths, that will be a tremendous benefit, of course, to society.
Okay. What benefits do you see students specifically taking away from the workshops and bringing home?
Well, selfishly, they get to learn about what the Corps does and have an appreciation for what the Corps of Engineers is doing and the types of projects and our missions. But to know that this resource and the estuary is right here, knowing that they're right next to the estuary, some of them get to look at it during the day in their school day and see the ships come in, but to know and appreciate what is right outside in their backyard, whether it's the successful operation of the port, number one on the East Coast, and the economic engine that's needed, or how we're improving the environment, whether it's capping landfills and or building wetlands and bringing back habitat to the environment. So hopefully they get excited about what's out here and know how it can be improved, how everyone's trying to improve it every day.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chris Bolwage, Mayor, City of Elizabeth.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the turnout for Environmental Day 2016?
It's always great to see all these young people learning about our environment. There's so much to offer environmentally here in our city, whether it be the waterfront, whether it be just picking up trash. And the story Joe told about the Indian crying, I remember that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
You're way too young, but
No,
I remember
that. So how do you feel about Environmental Day and why it's important for the community and the students to be involved?
When Earth Day was named on April 22nd, an Environmental Day, and they come together and they talk about it, the only way we're going to protect our environment is if young people and the students take the message home and they start to live it. Because clearly the generation above me and part of my generation did harm to the planet. So it's a matter of making sure that future generations not only can enjoy commerce and job opportunities and the creation of economic development, but protect the environment at the same time.
Right. I don't know if you realize, but this is the 16th anniversary of Environmental Day. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on how that's helped develop the community and how students have brought things home in all that time.
Well, Environmental Day here on the 16th anniversary, I've been part of them all since Michelle McBean and Future City started. And here, what's thrilling is when the Army Corps of Engineers come, we used to have boat rides with the Coast Guard, but because of funding in the Coast Guard, that was cut out. But we had actual animals dredged from the Arthur Kill, so people could see what lives there. And clearly there's crabs, there's fish, there's all kinds of oceanic life living in the Arthur Kill. And it's important to protect that for the future.
Yeah. So what's the one main message that you hope students bring home to their community from Environmental Day?
If the students can bring anything home, it is not only what they learned, but the most important part is to share what they have learned with people younger than them and older, so we can move forward in protecting our Earth.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your time.
Rachel?
Christina De Luisa, School 28.
Okay. What workshop was the most informative for your students today at Environmental Day?
I think the Army Corps of Engineers was the most informative so far. They had a lot to talk about, a lot to tell us. The kids seemed most interested in that workshop.
Yeah, okay. Where did you see is that where you saw them engage the most? Or?
I think so, yeah, because of the fact that our school is right on the water.
Okay.
They had a good connection with what they were talking about the dredging in the river, and we got to see a lot of that just being on the water.
Okay.
So it was good for them, I think.
Cool. I guess how did you and your students enjoy the student-led workshop specifically, like the peer-to-peer ones?
The last one that we went to was Environmentors, and they really enjoyed trying to answer the questions for them. They enjoyed the peer-to-peer contact.
Do you hope that your students will become more involved in some of the groups then?
Yeah. I would hope so.
Yeah, cool. And how do you hope this will affect your students, how they think about the environment on a day-to-day, like everyday application?
I think that this is really good for them to come and see, because a lot of them don't know how polluted the water is or how crucial it is to keep their environment clean. So I think for the kids, it's good for them to bring that information home and help to inform their families, their friends.
Right,
and
make a difference in their community.
Make a difference,
Yeah, nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm Kate Granada, and I'm a student teacher with John Dwyer Tech Academy.
All right, great. Thanks. What workshop today do you think was the most informative for your students?
I asked a couple of them which one they liked the best, and they said the Coast Guard.
Nice.
We actually went and back to them and talked to them during lunch, which is cool.
That's awesome. Okay. Where do you see your students engage the most interactively at the workshops?
Probably the Coast Guard one again. They really got into it.
Yeah.
Those.
Awesome. Okay. So how do you and your students enjoy the student-led workshop? Sorry.
We're at our first one. No, we haven't done any.
You haven't done.
I think we're at Fish Advisory now, but
that is a Future City one. So there's the Nosotros,
I think that's our last one.
Environmentors, and the
we haven't done one yet.
Oh, well. Hopefully they will take away how they should participate in future environmental days. But how do you hope this will affect your students and how they think about the environment and what they might bring home to their own communities?
I think a lot of it is touched on things that they can do every day. Recycling or not littering. A lot of them are like, oh, should we throw this in the recycling? Yes, you should, obviously. So they're getting that big takeaway, which I think is really impacting them and helping them.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's kind of it. Actually, it's very quick. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah.
Meredith Comeau, New York, New Jersey Baykeeper.
Great. Is this your first Environmental Day?
No, this is probably my 10th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So why is it important for you guys to keep coming back and participating in Environmental Day?
It's Baykeeper's mission is the environment and clean water, and we believe that it starts with the kids, and it's great that this awareness is being brought to them.
Great. So what's the one thing you see students kind of taking from your workshop and you hope they're bringing back to their families and their communities?
I know they're taking things back because we've had repeat students, and they're retaining the information about the estuary, and especially about different pollutions that are a problem here. So that's great to see.
Great. Because you have repeat students, are they kind of bringing things to light to you that are helping you with developing your workshops and programs?
Yeah, that's a really good point because you have to sort of, if you've had them already, like kind of figure out ways around that, and then they remember things, and then it kind of goes off on its own conversation. So, yeah.
It's great. Hopefully they continue to participate and bring their excitement to their communities.
Yeah, they're good kids.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm David Tellick. I'm from Rutgers University in New Brunswick at the Center for Remote Sensing and Spatial Analysis GeoHealth Lab.
Nice. Okay. So, is this your first environmental day with us?
I went to some estuary days back in the day, but this is the first time since we called it Environmental Day that I've been able to attend.
Excellent. How did you feel about the turnout today?
I was impressed with how many people were here. It was a really big crowd.
Great. Yeah. Why do you think Environmental Day is important for you to participate in?
Well, one of the reasons I think it's really important is just because these are students who are surrounded by a lot of exciting opportunities that they don't know a lot about, and the chance to connect them with that is so valuable.
Yeah. So with your workshop, what's the one thing that you hope students take away and bring back to their communities?
I think the one thing I want them to walk away the most with is just a larger sense of how Elizabeth fits into the environment of this part of the state, what's around it, and how the area around them affects their health.
Great. I'm interested. Is there anything any of the students brought up to you today that made you think differently about your workshop, how you're presenting stuff? Did any of the students bring anything to light for you?
Well, we did. We talked a lot about the healthy factors in individual neighborhoods and hearing their experience on the ground and how they perceive things is always really different than the data on the map. And so, filling in the gaps is great.
That's cool. Cool. That's it, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah.
So my name is Sarah Lerman Sankoff, and I'm with the New York, New Jersey Harbor and Estuary Program.
Okay. Is this your first environmental day with us?
Yes, it is.
Okay. What's the most important reason why you're participating in Environmental Day with Elizabeth?
Well, I think for us as HEP, what we're doing right now is we're going through a process where we're trying to get, so HEP is a program that is convening scientists, government agencies, and citizens to come up with a shared agenda for how to help make the estuary swimmable and fishable. And so this event was really good for us because it got a chance for us to really hear from kids who really, I think in some ways are the best people who are really well connected with their environment. It got a chance for us to hear from them about what's their experience like in their environment and what can we do to help make that experience better.
What's the one thing that you hope the kids take from Environmental Day and bring back to their communities and their families?
I think that the environment is really theirs and that we're all a part of the environment, and that people and their environment aren't disconnected but are really an interconnected system, and that we have to work to keep ourselves healthy with that.
That's kind of it. I hope that you join us again.
My name is Christian Perez, and I'm from iPrep Academy School 8.
Great. Is this your first Environmental Day?
No, it's second.
Cool. What's the most interesting workshop you've been to today?
The environmentors. Yeah, we learned a lot. We learned how the air pollution is bad for your lungs and how it could cause premature death.
It's pretty serious, yeah. What's the most interesting interactive, the Baykeepers or the Edison, where you got to do hands-on stuff today?
I haven't,
You haven't gotten to?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the one thing that you really hope to take with you today and bring back to your community, your family?
I really want to learn more about how the air pollution could cause harm to this planet, and tell my parents and everybody that I know how bad it is.
That's good, yeah. Do you hope, are you interested in joining one of the student-led groups in the future and come back to Environmental Day as a peer?
Yeah, probably.
That's awesome.
Janasia. Ajane Simmons.
And you're from what school?
George Washington Academy.
School 1. Okay, thank you. Is this your first Environmental Day?
Yes.
Okay. What was the most interesting workshop that you participated in today?
Mine was the U.S. Coast. Coast. The Coast Guard. That was really interesting. They taught us about how the oil going into the water. How they get the oil and water and save in the community.
Cool. So, what was the most interesting interactive workshop with the student groups that you enjoyed?
I think the one that we just did outside. Yeah, with the oysters and stuff. How we did the food chain.
Right.
With the rope. I thought that was cool.
Cool. That was the baykeeper.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. What's the one thing that you learned today that you think sticks with you the most so far?
Mine was with I think she was from Edison. I forgot what it was called.
The litter.
Yeah, the littering.
Yeah, that's the stand that's over here.
The environmenters?
Yeah. The environmenters.
Cool. So that probably ties into this, but what's the one thing that you think you'll bring back to your community, your family, to kind of help bring on the spirit of Environmental Day?
Yeah, like littering and...
Probably maybe one of these days we'll make a group where people go outside and help the community pick up little things that might be on the ground that could help the system.
Yeah, and every day too. So I'm assuming you enjoyed the day. You hope to participate in again?
Yeah.
Cool. Hopefully someday you can be one of the student-led groups too.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Luz Mendez.
Hi, my name is Lord Tolentino.
Okay, and what school are you guys from?
We're from School 1, George Washington Academy.
Okay, and is this your first Environmental Day?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
No. Okay.
I've been here 4 times since this year and last year.
Oh, nice. So this year, what was the most interesting workshop that you participated in?
The baykeepers.
Yeah, the baykeepers.
The most interesting workshop that I have participated in was the one where they told me about the oil spill and how they clean it. It's amazing just how much people get involved to try and clean it and make our environment better so that there are more fish and so that the community is better. It's amazing the different ways that you could clean the environment. I mean, they said that the best way for us to clean the environment is by not making a mess in the environment,
Yeah.
I would like to say that the P-Tech was the best one, but since we haven't seen all of them yet, I would think that it's too early to say which one I like best. But
just so far, what you like best so far?
P-Tech and the Coast Guard one.
Great. So P-Tech was one of the student-led groups, but you guys, were there any student-led groups that you had a specific takeaway from that you hope to share?
The group with the solar panels that taught us about making houses and how it could save money, and if the roof breaks down or if something happens, what would happen is that you could get people to fix it and you won't have to pay extra money, and it costs less than actually fixing a roof to wood or something, and you could save a lot of light, and instead of paying thousands of dollars each month, you could actually pay only $50, $30,
right.
Mine was when the girl from The Wire was telling us about how to stop the littering and how it gets into the ocean and pollutes it, right. And make hurt the stuff inside of the ocean.
Right. So what's the one takeaway that you hope to share with your family or your community?
To stop the littering and hurting the environment and recycle more.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean they could try to get more recycling cans for different things. They could use old banana peels, apple peels, and they could use that to make fertile oil and grow some plants in the backyard, some trees which are being taken down to make paper and stuff. Some things that we usually use. This is some of the reasons why computers are better now, because we don't have to use that much paper and we could get cleaner air, It's limited now.
Just like she said, I would like to share everything I learned here, because everything here is important. Just like the oil spills, how to get my family to volunteer, maybe to help the Coast Guard and stuff, and instead of having to take actual electricity, just put up solar panels and get energy from the sun.
Great. Well, it seems like you guys enjoyed the day. I hope that you think about joining one of the student-led groups in the future. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.